My biological parents never allowed me to call them Mom and Dad, insisting I call them Uncle and Auntie instead. Later, when I was admitted to Tsinghua University, they boasted about me everywhere. "This is my daughter." I smiled, replying, "Uncle, Auntie, children can't just claim relatives they please." Before starting my senior year, my mother took me back to the Li family's house. Through the closed bedroom door, I could clearly hear Mr. Li and Mrs. Zhang's voices from the living room. "We already made it clear back then," Mr. Li's voice echoed. "Once she was given to you, she had nothing to do with our Li family anymore. Why bring her back now? We can barely afford to raise Li Cheng. How can we possibly take care of her?" My mother's voice was choked with tears. "She's a good child. She's still your biological daughter. I'm only bringing her back because I'm sick." The words that followed became a blur. A long while later, my mother knocked on the door. Fan, Mom's leaving." I clenched my fists in silence, saying nothing. She called my name a few more times from outside the door, but I still didn't answer. I heard her heavy sigh, her footsteps fading away, and then the loud thud of the main door closing. I sprang up like a coiled spring, rushing to the door. Just as my mother stepped into the elevator, I grabbed her sleeve. "Mom, I'm not going to school anymore. I'll work and earn money for your treatment." Before I could finish, a resounding slap echoed across my face. My mother was trembling, her eyes red-rimmed. "If you dare say you're not going to school, I'll beat you to death. Do you want to struggle your whole life like your father and me?" She pressed the first-floor button, pushing me out of the elevator. "Go. If you don't get into a good university, don't ever come see me again, and don't ever call me Mom." As the elevator doors closed, I saw her raise a hand, fiercely wiping away tears. I dragged my heavy feet back, only to find the front door locked and my luggage abandoned outside. I knocked for half a minute before the door finally opened. Mrs. Zhang glanced at me. "Why are you knocking so loudly? Li Cheng is studying in the library. I thought you'd left with your mother." I pulled my suitcase inside. She opened the storage room door. "From now on, you'll sleep in here. Clean it yourself." I was dripping with sweat after cleaning. Just as I was about to put my clothes in the washing machine, Mrs. Zhang stopped me. "Filthy. From now on, wash your clothes by hand, and don't waste water by taking long showers." I had just taken a shower that was less than 10 minutes, while Li Cheng had bathed for half an hour earlier. That night, the moonlight at 3 a.m. shone on my small folding bed. I tossed and turned, silently telling myself, "Li Fan, if you expect less, you won't hurt as much. If they don't love you, then love yourself." I started school a year late, so I was in the same grade as Li Cheng. He was in the advanced class, while I was in the regular class. I felt out of place among my classmates. They discussed where they'd go for summer vacation, what movies they'd watch, and where they'd take extra classes. For me, summer vacation meant endless days of housework, farm work, and countless trips to the hospital with my mother. My homeroom teacher, Teacher Wang, deliberately emphasized when introducing me, "She used to be a very good student. Everyone, please be friendly with her." All I received in return were indifferent stares. A male student in the back row, with blue-gray dyed hair, even blurted out, "Teacher, even the head chicken isn't guaranteed to be a phoenix's tail here." Chu Po High School wasn't top tier, but it was still quite good. I used to attend a small district high school. Teacher Wang glared at him. "A phoenix's tail like you, are you proud of that?" The student laughed, waving at me. "Hey, come here and be a phoenix's tail with me." Teacher Wang's gaze wavered. "You enrolled late. Everyone has already chosen seatmates. The spot next to him is the only empty one. Sit there for a few days, then we'll reshuffle classes." He added, "Po Yan, don't bully the new student." After Teacher Wang left, Po Yan kicked my desk. "This spot makes skin naturally dark, doesn't it? I've been trying to get a tan, but I can never get it like this." His skin was very fair, flawless, the typical pampered rich kid. I calmly replied, "If you tan while harvesting rice, you'll get dark. If you like, next summer I'll take you. 100 yuan a day." 100 yuan a day? That's cheap. He twirled his pen, then after a few seconds, he suddenly realized. "Wait, no, I help you harvest rice and I have to pay you. Are you scamming me?" "I don't scam fools. If you have money, who would I scam?" Po Yan narrowed his eyes, a dangerous glint in them. "New here and already so gutsy, daring to joke with me. Do you know I'm Before he could finish, I pulled a glass bottle from my backpack, twisted off the cap, and offered it to him. Drink. He winced. What is this? What's that smell? It's cobra tea. I caught the snake myself and steeped it. Very good for your health. His eyes widened. You really caught a cobra. I replied enthusiastically. Yep, do you know what a cobra looks like? Long, cold, slimy. When it bites, it rears up its front body, then strikes very fast. I poked my finger at Po Yan's arm, making him jump. He pushed my hand away. Get away, am I someone you can just casually touch? I bit my lip, trying to suppress a laugh. In truth, it was just a regular cup of herbal tea. It seems city kids might not fear wolves or tigers, but they're terrified of mosquitoes, snakes, and mice. At lunchtime, I went to eat. When I returned, I overheard the class president, Zheng Ying, and a few girls gossiping about me. That new transfer student, she's so rustic and dark, so countrified. Do you really think she's good at studying? Education in small districts can't compare to our school. There was a district valedictorian once, but now she's outside the top 100 in our grade. Just a country bumpkin, and she even grabbed Po Yan's arm. Today, I was wearing a pale pink t-shirt that my mother had specially bought for me. My dark skin certainly didn't suit pink, but it was my mother's choice. She didn't know how to coordinate outfits. She just thought girls should wear pretty pink. I took a deep breath. Don't pay attention. Just do your best. Tomorrow was the first assessment test. That evening, Mrs. Zhang cooked several delicious dishes. I loved shrimp. Just as I spooned 3 pieces, she moved the plate of shrimp in front of Li Cheng. All that remained in front of me was a plate of water spinach. Li Cheng, eat a lot, do well on your exam tomorrow. She then glanced at me. I heard you used to study well, but this isn't a district school. Our Li Cheng is very smart. If you don't understand anything, then. Li Cheng interrupted, Don't ask me, I don't have time. Mrs. Zhang forced a laugh. That's what I meant. How could I let you bother him? After you eat, wash the dishes. I ate a few mouthfuls and went into the storage room. Mrs. Zhang banged on the door and yelled, but I refused to come out. I have to take the exam too. With your brain, it doesn't matter if you study or not. You'll be at the bottom of the class anyway. Finally, Li Cheng lost his patience and yelled, So annoying, can't a person study in peace? She immediately fell silent. I was quite confident, but when I received the exam paper, I started to feel nervous. The questions here were much more flexible and varied than anything I'd ever encountered. Some even went beyond the curriculum. Li Cheng, however, looked much more confident because Mrs. Zhang had hired private tutors for him during the summer vacation. According to the rules, the scores would be announced on Monday. Early in the morning, Mr. Li drove Li Cheng to school and told me to come along. But Li Cheng locked the car door, saying, She's too countrified. I don't want my classmates to think I have anything to do with her. In the end, I had to take the bus. At the classroom door, I ran into Zheng Ying. He smirked. Scores are coming soon, Li Fan. I bet you did great, huh? Just okay. I guessed he disliked me because he liked Po Yan. He raised an eyebrow, sneering, Well, let's see then. Just as the self-study session began, Teacher Wang walked in with the score sheet and class ranking. The classroom was abuzz, but the teacher slammed the papers on his desk. Do you think you did well? Our class only had 5 students above 550 points, and our average is at the bottom of the regular classes. The whole class fell silent. No one dared to look up. Even Po Yan, who was dozing, sat up straight. Teacher Wang glanced around the room, his eyes resting on Zheng Ying. His voice softened. Zheng Ying, you did very well, 590 points. Zheng Ying smirked, casting a provocative glance at me. His eyes seemed to say, you garbage. This is what you call doing well. But the teacher's next words made his smile freeze. The top student in class this time is Li Fan, with 605 points. To achieve such a score right after transferring is excellent. I hope you maintain this performance. The class erupted in murmurs. No way, she's first in class, so district schools can teach well after all? Po Yan raised an eyebrow in surprise. Li Fan, you really can't judge a book by its cover. I wasn't entirely satisfied with the score, so my face showed no emotion. After the self-study session, a few people came to ask Zheng Ying for help with their studies. He snapped, Don't ask me anymore. Go ask the top student in class. She's much better than me. Didn't you hear the teacher praise her? The girls went to comfort Zheng Ying, saying he would definitely reclaim first place next time. Their voices weren't quiet. Po Yan suddenly kicked his desk hard. Quiet down, too noisy. Can a person get some sleep? The classroom immediately fell silent. He glanced at me, then slumped onto his desk and closed his eyes. Was he just helping me out? That afternoon, I went home to find Mrs. Zhang had prepared a table full of food. In the abalone stewed chicken, she put all 3 abalones and 2 chicken drumsticks into Li Cheng's bowl, then carefully asked, "Is the exam score good? How did you do?" "Quite good, 603 points." Mrs. Zhang beamed. "Over 600 points? Excellent. It seems inviting a tutor during summer vacation wasn't wasted. Keeping this up, getting into a 211 university won't be a problem." I reached for a chicken wing, but she pouted. "Li Cheng scored 603. What about you? All you know is eating. If a girl eats so much and gets fat, who would want her?" She continued, her voice mocking, "With your score." I bit into the chicken wing, cutting her off. "I scored 605. What about it?" Both she, Li Cheng, and Mr. Li were stunned. It seemed their ability to process information wasn't very good. They'll probably be shocked a lot more in the future. Actually, Li Cheng would have known my score if he had looked at the ranking, but he had never paid any attention to me. While the whole family was surprised, I quickly ate a few more pieces of meat, then put down my chopsticks, smiled contentedly, and looked at Li Cheng. "If you don't understand any questions, don't come ask me. I'm very busy." Li Cheng's face turned red with anger. Mrs. Zhang slammed her hand on the table. "What kind of talk is that? He's your younger brother. Are you going to keep your knowledge to yourself?" Mr. Li also frowned. "You're the elder sister, you should be more yielding and understanding." If Li Cheng were 8 to 10 years younger than me, I might yield, but he was only 1 year younger. I stood up and turned to Li Cheng. "Welcome to ask me for help. I'll be happy to answer." Li Cheng gritted his teeth. "No need." Seizing the moment, while Mrs. Zhang was still surprised, I slipped into the storage room to avoid being made to wash dishes. Around 9 p.m., I had just finished showering when I saw Li Cheng standing at the bathroom door, his eyes dark. "Don't think you're really good. This time, the exam was all basic. Besides, I just made a mistake on the answer. Even if you try to curry favor with my parents, their assets are mine, and a good university is also mine. You, a country bumpkin, don't dream." It was me who was abandoned as a child, me who never received any love. How could he so vehemently spout such hateful words about me? I suppressed the bitterness, quietly moved closer to him, and whispered, "You're very afraid that I'll steal everything you have, aren't you?" His body stiffened slightly. I smiled, leaning in closer. "What do you know, I'm very interested now. Starting from the next exam, I'll beat you by 30 points." Li Cheng was clearly provoked. He only had 1 day off on weekends, but he told Mrs. Zhang to hire 3 tutors for his weak subjects: Chinese literature, English, and chemistry. Mrs. Zhang spared no expense. On the contrary, she praised him for his efforts. Once, when a tutor was lecturing, the study room door opened. I happened to be getting water. Li Cheng quickly stood up and closed the door, probably afraid I would eavesdrop on his 9-yin manual, secrets, and beat him. The midterm exam was approaching. I focused all my time on studying, only occasionally texting my mother. I felt like I needed to split every minute in 2. A few days before the exam, Teacher Wang announced that, according to school regulations, from now on, for every major exam, the top student of the regular class could replace the last student of the advanced class. My eyes lit up. This was my chance. In the advanced class, there weren't just more educational resources, but the learning environment was also better. Of course, I didn't just want to study, I also wanted to provoke the Li family. Po Yan slung an arm around my shoulder. "It's all books, not fun, Li Fan. Stay here, I'll protect you." I brushed his arm away. "Get out of the way, you're blocking my studying." He stared at me, then hissed softly. I thought he'd get angry, but he leaned his face close to mine, his eyes probing. "Your skin seems to have gotten much fairer. Not from tanning in the fields, is it?" His warm breath brushed my face. I turned away, avoiding him, then saw Zhang Ying looking at me coldly. After school, he stopped me in the hallway near the restrooms. "A spot in the advanced class won't be yours." I chuckled faintly. "You like Po Yan, my leaving class 8 wouldn't displease you, would it?" Zhang Ying sneered. "Those are 2 different things. Po Yan only enjoys teasing you, don't think he actually likes you." I maintained a calm expression. "I don't need anyone to like me. I just need to move forward, get into a good university. That's my mother's wish, and it's the only miracle that will allow me to spread my wings and fly high. With that, I turned and walked towards my classroom. Turning the corner of the hallway, I saw Po Yan leaning against the wall, a lollipop in his mouth. Seeing me, his eyes darkened, and a cold smile tugged at the corner of his lips. Li Fan, I didn't expect you to be such an ungrateful little wolf. I clenched my jaw, saying nothing. From that day on, Po Yan stopped paying attention to me. He would even deliberately make all sorts of loud noises. Even when I reminded him, he didn't care. Whatever, we won't be desk mates for long anyway. The night before the exam, I finished showering and went to grab my phone to video call my mother, but when I reached the kitchen, I saw my phone soaking in the sink. Li Cheng, with a malicious expression, pretended to apologize. Oops, an accident. I quickly retrieved the phone, but it wouldn't turn on anymore. This phone was my only means of communication with my mother. It held so many photos of our little family of 3. It was also the last gift my father gave me when I was admitted to high school. Not long after, my father passed away from illness. This phone was the last gift he left me. After this, he could never give me anything else. Spring flowers, summer leaves, autumn fruits, winter snow, everything in this world, I could no longer share with him. My whole body trembled with anger. I screamed, "Li Cheng, you did this on purpose, didn't you?" Mrs. Zhang and Mr. Li came out, but Mrs. Zhang calmly said, "So what if it got wet? It's just an old phone. High school students shouldn't use phones anyway, that's right." Knowing arguing wouldn't solve anything, I put on my shoes and ran out of the house. I must fix it. I must be able to. I went to 3 repair shops, but all of them refused. This phone is too old, the parts are no longer available. The data inside can't be recovered. Why didn't you save it to the cloud? The autumn rain drizzled, soaking my body. The cold seeped through every pore, chilling me to the core. I held my phone and walked through every alley, looking for a repair shop, but there were none in this city. Everyone here had money. If their phone broke, they probably wouldn't fix it, but just buy a new one. The yellow streetlights cast my elongated shadow on the ground. I hugged my knees, slowly curling into a ball, crying silently. "Dad, I'm sorry. I didn't get to see you one last time. I'm not with Mom to take care of her. And now I've broken the phone you gave me." Late at night, in the quiet, only the roar of motorcycles echoed like thunder, drowning out my sobs. That roar suddenly stopped right by my ear, then an annoyed voice spoke. "Li Fan." I didn't move. A strong hand grabbed my head, pulling me up. Through my blurred tears, I saw Po Yan's narrow, long eyes. Rain ran down his blue-gray hair, dripping onto the tip of my nose. He ruffled his hair, clearly annoyed, and yelled, "Li Fan, are you sick? Crying here in the middle of the night? Do you know there's a construction site across the street? There are hundreds of people inside." I couldn't hold back my tears, choked out, my phone is broken. It can't be fixed anymore. This is the phone my father gave me." He frowned tightly, snatching the phone from my hand. "It's just this piece of junk." "It's not junk, it's a treasure." Po Yan pulled me to my feet. "All right, I'll take you home. I'll fix this phone for you." I gripped his hand tightly. "Really?" Po Yan never breaks a promise. He took me home. I went up to the balcony and waved goodbye, waiting for the sound of his motorbike to fade. I went inside to shower again because I was drenched, but the bath water turned ice cold halfway through. I quickly dressed and went out to find the water heater in the kitchen had been turned off. Li Cheng casually walked out of his room to get a drink of water. I wrapped myself tightly in a blanket, standing in the dark, smiling at him. "Li Cheng, you keep making things difficult for me. You must be very afraid of me, aren't you? Afraid that no matter how hard you try, you'll still lose to me." He didn't answer. I continued coldly, "Don't worry. No matter what tricks you use, I will still win. Just wait and see." The next morning, I woke up with a heavy head and aching limbs. I had a fever, but I still tried to go to school for the exam. Zheng Ying was in the same exam room as me. He looked at my pale face and sneered, "How careless. Catching a cold right before the exam? Aren't you just handing over your spot?" I ignored his taunts, drinking hot water and working on the exam. I didn't dare to take medicine, afraid of feeling drowsy, so I gritted my teeth and finished all the subjects. As soon as I left the classroom, I saw Po Yan leaning against a corridor pillar, twirling my phone in his hand. Seeing me, he raised his chin proudly. There's nothing Brother Yan can't fix. I was so happy that blood rushed to my head. I rushed forward to grab the phone, but before I could touch it, my vision went dark and I fainted. When I woke up, I found myself in the school's infirmary. Opening my eyes, I was met with Po Yan's grim face. He coldly rattled off, "Li Fan, you're amazing," fainting in my arms in broad daylight. "And you had a fever but refused to take medicine. Are you planning to cling to me for life? You certainly put in a lot of effort." I reached out and tugged his sleeve, my voice hoarse. "Po Yan, I'm so hungry. I want braised pork ribs, sweet and sour fish. Will you buy them for me?" Since getting sick, I hadn't wanted to eat anything. Now that I felt better, it was as if I could eat a whole cow. Po Yan sprang up, kicking the foot of the bed hard. "Do I owe you something? Go eat some porridge, that's healthier." Thanks to injections and timely medication, I recovered 2 days later. That happened to be Monday, the day midterm exam results were announced. Early in the morning, Li Cheng and I left the house together. He deliberately waited for me at the intersection, the morning sun casting an ominous glow on his face. "You were so sick. I don't believe you did well. Don't dream of turning things around, you rotten fish from the ditch." In class, Zhang Ying again threw a sarcastic remark at me. "Looks like you won't have a chance to get into the advanced class this time. It's okay, you'll get used to disappointment. Stay in class 8, this is where you belong." It seemed the other students knew I was sick during the exam. Their eyes clearly said, "She's out of luck this time." The morning light flooded in. I squinted towards the rising sun, silently thinking, "Oh heavens, I've never been negligent. This time, can you grant my wish? Can I step on all this malice and turn it into my stepping stone?" In the tense anticipation, almost at the end of the morning self-study session, Teacher Wang finally walked into the classroom with the score sheet and exam papers. Everyone was on edge. Po Yan, surprisingly, wasn't sleeping today. I looked at him, full of surprise. He lowered his voice. "I'm a little worried now." "I thought you were afraid someone would steal your spot at the bottom of the class." He glared at me. "Heartless, I'm worried about you. Afraid you worked so hard and wouldn't get what you wanted. Also afraid that if you achieve it, you won't know what to do." "You talk like you're playing a guessing game." I laughed, feeling calmer. "I tried my best. If it doesn't work out this time, I'll have many other opportunities." Po Yan was about to say more, but Teacher Wang looked towards us. "Po Yan, what are you mumbling about?" Po Yan shrugged. "I'm afraid someone will take my spot at the bottom of the class." Teacher Wang was so annoyed he almost exploded. "No one's competing with you for that title." Po Yan gave a faint smile. Teacher Wang took a deep breath and changed his tone. "The class average this time wasn't very good, but some students did very well." Zhang Ying looked at the teacher, full of hope. Teacher Wang met his gaze, then sighed. "Zhang Ying, you fell quite far this time, only ranking 8th in class. You should focus more on your studies." Zhang Ying looked as if he'd been struck by lightning, muttering, "But I clearly did very well." Teacher Wang smiled, looking at me. "I want to especially commend Li Fan. Despite having a cold during the exam, she still achieved excellent results." Po Yan was even more anxious than I was, immediately asking, "How many points did she get?" I was so nervous I squeezed his arm tightly. Po Yan burst out laughing mockingly. "Just now you were pretending to be calm, now you're shaking like this." Saying that, he quietly offered his arm for me to hold. Teacher Wang slowly said, "Li Fan ranked 38th in the entire grade and is the top student among the regular classes." A huge stone fell from my heart. I noticed Po Yan's arm was red from my tight grip. He looked at me and smiled. "Congratulations on achieving your wish." Teacher Wang continued to encourage the class with phrases like, "Persistence is victory," and "Effort will be rewarded." Everyone's eyes on me changed, filled with admiration. I was not unfamiliar with this gaze. They had looked at me the same way at my old school. Only Zhang Ying looked at me with hateful eyes, as if he wanted to devour me whole. At the end of the self-study session, Teacher Wang called me to his office. "You are a promising talent. The school has decided to move you to Class 1 early." My eyebrows shot up. Class 1 was Li Cheng's class. I couldn't wait any longer. "Thank you, Teacher Wang, I will do my best." He patted my shoulder. "I also teach physics in Class 1. We still have a teacher-student connection." I returned to class, packed my belongings, and left a note on Po Yan's desk. "Thanks, I'm going to Class 1. See you around." As I walked out of the classroom, carrying my books, I bumped into Zhang Ying. He glared at me. "Don't think getting into class 1 means you've won. Next time, I'll definitely drag you down." I smiled. "All right, don't let it be university entrance exam time and I still don't see your face." Zhang Ying's face turned red with anger. I sidestepped him and walked up to the 5th floor, the towering location of the advanced classes. When I reached the door of class 1, I saw Li Cheng walking out from inside. His face was already unhappy, and seeing me, it became even more strained. "What are you doing here? I already said at school, let's pretend we don't know each other." I smiled, looking at him. "Those words should be for me to say to you, actually." "What do you mean?" Before I could answer, Teacher Song, the homeroom teacher of class 1, approached. He frowned at Li Cheng. "Li Cheng, class has started. Where are you going?" Li Cheng, like a mouse seeing a cat, immediately fell silent. Teacher Song turned to me, his tone much gentler. "Li Fan, come in. Class 1 has a much more serious study atmosphere than the regular classes." Teacher Song tapped the desk a few times. The whole class finally looked up from their piles of homework. "Everyone, this is Li Fan, the top student in the regular classes from the last exam. From now on, she will be a member of our class." Li Cheng's eyes widened in disbelief. Clearly, he hadn't thought this could happen. Teacher Song sternly continued, "Li Fan ranked 38th in the entire grade this time, despite having a cold. And you, Li, with the best study conditions, scored 40 points less than her. Do you still have the nerve to doubt her?" Li Cheng stiffened, clearly seething with anger but not daring to argue with the teacher. Teacher Song looked around the class. "How about this? You move to the back and make room for Li Fan." Li Cheng glared. "Teacher Song, teacher." Teacher Song's voice was cold. "If you're not convinced, then do better than her next time. This is class 12. Everything is based on scores to determine who's superior." After a few seconds of hesitation, he reluctantly cleared his desk. I walked over, holding my books, and smiled. "Hurry up, class is about to start." He gritted his teeth, veins popping out on his neck, but still had to give up his seat. I leaned in, lowering my voice. "See? Just like that, I've already beaten you." Li Cheng trembled, his face flushed, eyes bloodshot. In class, everyone was busy studying. No one paid too much attention to me. After all, ranking 38th in the entire grade wasn't an incredibly remarkable achievement. Looking at the ranking, I saw that Li Cheng was 45th in the class. With that position, he was only a few steps away from being kicked out of the advanced class. No wonder Teacher Song had no sympathy for him. That evening was tense. During dinner, Mrs. Zhang cautiously asked about Li Cheng's exam score. He immediately snapped, "Ask, ask, ask. It's annoying to death." I coughed, pretending to casually say, "I know his score." Li Cheng glared, "Shut up, my business is none of yours." Mrs. Zhang and Mr. Li quickly intervened. "If you don't want to talk about it, then don't, son. Don't be nosy," Mrs. Zhang said to me. "Anyway, it's better than your score." I raised an eyebrow, smiling meaningfully at Li Cheng. He was so angry his face turned crimson. He slammed his chopsticks down, abandoned his meal, and ran upstairs to his room. He can run from the temple, but he can't run from the monastery. He forgot that I could remind Uncle and Auntie. "Tomorrow, the school is holding a parent-teacher conference. Uncle, Auntie, don't forget." Mrs. Zhang glanced at me. "We're not going. Why would we go to a meeting for a bottom-ranked student like you? It's embarrassing." She was so sure I was at the bottom, wasn't she? Well, they'd find out soon enough. The parent-teacher conference was held during the evening self-study session, so it didn't affect classes but was convenient for parents to attend. Mr. Li and Mrs. Zhang were very concerned about their son. Even though only one person needed to go, both of them came. But as soon as they walked into the classroom and saw Li Cheng sitting in the back row, their faces turned pale. When they looked at their son's old seat and saw me sitting there, their expressions became even uglier. When Teacher Song read out the class rankings and I was 15th in class, 38th in the entire grade, they looked as if they'd been struck by lightning. And when they heard Li Cheng's score and ranking, both could only hang their heads in shame. Teacher Song specifically praised me, saying that even without my parents by my side, and despite having a cold, I achieved excellent results. These praises felt like slaps to Mrs. Zhang and Mr. Li's faces. Their beloved son was at the bottom, while a weed like me was being applauded. After the meeting, they tried to stay and discreetly give Teacher Song an envelope, but he refused. "If you want to use money, invest it in your son. If he continues like this, he'll be kicked out of the advanced class next time. The two Lis whispered, bowing their heads, not daring to protest. The journey home, at the end of the evening self-study, I saw them drive off with Li Cheng. At the school gate, the car stopped. Mr. Li said, "Get in." Li Cheng snapped, "If she gets in, I'll get out." Mr. Li relented. "All right, don't be angry. Let her walk home." The car sped away, leaving me in the exhaust fumes on a cold October night. After a few steps, I heard a woman's shout from an alley. "Can you focus a little more? You're in your senior year. I know you're smart, but why are you like this? Do you know how embarrassed I was when Teacher Wang read out the scores today?" A blue-haired teenager head bowed, contemplatively sucked on a lollipop, his face full of nonchalance. "If you're embarrassed, then don't come anymore. You never came before anyway." Under the yellow streetlights, the woman's thin figure looked even more lonely. "Little Yan, what am I supposed to do?" Po Yan looked up, his long, narrow eyes sparkling under the light but full of sarcasm. "Don't bother with me anymore. Just pretend you don't have a son." After saying that, he seemed to sense something and turned to look in my direction. I quickly recoiled, speeding up my steps, but he grabbed the back of my collar. "Where are your parents? They didn't come?" His voice was annoyed. "Want to die early? I'll take you home." He pulled my backpack and walked forward a few steps when a Mercedes stopped in front of us. The window rolled down, revealing a beautiful woman's face. "I'll take you too." I coldly replied, "No need." I rubbed my arm, quietly saying, "I'm a little cold." Po Yan glared at me, his voice sharp. "What else? Are your legs hurting too?" I nodded. He wrung his hands in frustration for a moment, then finally opened the car door, pushing me inside with enough force to make me collapse onto the seat. A warm feeling immediately enveloped me. The streetlights flickered outside the window, casting alternating patterns of light and shadow on his face. "The note I left you, did you see it?" He replied curtly, not bothering to add anything, abruptly ending the conversation. Fortunately, his mother started a conversation, asking me about school and exam results, but carefully avoiding any mention of my parents. As we neared his house, Po Yan's mother turned to me, her voice soft. Fan, I tried to hire some tutors for little Yan, but he absolutely refused. Can you persuade him for me?" Po Yan kicked the back of the seat. "Mom, why are you making her persuade me? We're not that close." His mother sighed, saying nothing more. When I got home, I saw Mr. Li and Mrs. Zhang waiting. As soon as they saw me, they immediately said, "Tell Teacher Song to switch Li Cheng's seat. His eyesight is poor, he can't see clearly from the back." I didn't reply, just slammed the door of my room shut, ignoring their scolding. Mrs. Zhang even yelled after me, "Don't be so smug. Next time you'll definitely be moved back to the regular class." I wondered, am I really their biological daughter? Why do they direct all their malice towards me? I took a deep breath. Don't pay attention, don't be sad. Turn sadness into nutrients to make more brilliant flowers bloom. I worked tirelessly, never going to bed before midnight. Whenever everyone else took a lunch break, I buried my head in homework. I constantly reviewed, filling in any gaps in my knowledge. All the doubts and malice around me were brushed aside. Li Cheng was no less diligent. He even stayed up later than me, sporting dark circles under his eyes every day. We were both accumulating unspoken anger. The monthly exam quickly arrived. The night before the exam, when I went to bed at 11 p.m., the light in Li Cheng's room was still on. During the 2 days of exams, I gave my all. Afterward, I allowed myself a day of rest, lying in the storage room, gazing at the autumn clouds through the window. "Mom, the rice harvest must be here this year. Please wait a little longer, Mom. When I get into university, I'll help you." The second exam results were announced. Teacher Song walked into the classroom with an excited expression. "This time, our class did very well. 5 students are in the top 10 of the entire grade. Moreover, the top student in the entire grade is also from our class." He paused for a moment, as if to prolong the suspense. All eyes turned to those who had previously ranked first or second in the grade. But then, he smiled and called my name. "Li Fan is the top student in the entire grade this time, 10 points higher than the second-ranked student." The whole class stared at me, stunned. Last time, I was 38th. Before that, I didn't even make it into the top 100. Despite being deeply moved, I just smiled faintly and turned to look at my deskmate, only to remember that it wasn't Po Yan. This feeling of joy I couldn't share with anyone. Meanwhile, Li Cheng, who had spent the entire month studying intensely, performed terribly again. He only scored 545 points, over 100 points less than me, placing him at the bottom of the advanced class. Without any mercy, Teacher Song tapped his desk. After self-study, rules are rules. You're moving down to class 7. I looked back at him, raising an eyebrow meaningfully. He clenched his fists, not daring to protest. After Teacher Song left, he kicked his desk hard, sending books flying. Li Fan, don't push me too far. The other students in the class all turned to look. Before I could say anything, a lazy voice sounded from the classroom door. Did he bully you with his fists or insult you with words? I turned around to see Po Yan leaning against the door frame, arms crossed, his eyes mischievous. He teased, "Ah, I know. His intelligence makes him look stupid, doesn't it?" Li Cheng's face turned red with anger. "Anyway, I still did better than you." Po Yan chuckled, turning to look at me. "Li Fan is smarter and more hardworking. I admit that. You, however, are not." Li Cheng trembled with rage, his eyes filled with hatred. I calmly said, "It's okay, time will prove everything. This is my starting point, and from here I will go even further. As for you, this is also a starting point, but it's for a downward path." Li Cheng left, his retreating figure filled with loneliness and anger. No one in the class offered him a word of comfort, which showed how unpopular he was. Po Yan was still standing there, leaning against the hallway railing. The wind tousled his dark blue hair, revealing his sharp facial features. So he was waiting for me. He tossed me a carton of milk. "Congratulations on coming first, that's all." My eyes softened in the autumn wind. "I think you were afraid I'd be too happy and have no one to share it with." My heart felt as if it had just been filled with something very warm, an indescribable feeling. I was an outsider. No matter how high I climbed in this school, every early morning and late night, I always felt lonely. I tilted my head, looking towards Po Yan. "Aren't you going to study seriously? Come with me to Beijing later." He gave a faint smile. "Me, with you?" A gentle breeze swept through, making his hair fly up and then fall back down. His long eyelashes covered his deep, captivating eyes. He quietly replied, "I can't go." I leaned closer, teasing, "Give me your money." He struggled a bit but still obediently pulled out over 500 yuan. I rummaged through my own pocket and only found 5 coins. "You say they don't love you, but you lack nothing. Look at me, what do I have? Life is your own, youth can't be rewound. You're gambling with your future. Even if you win temporarily, what do you gain?" I looked into his eyes, serious. "Po Yan, let's go to Beijing together, okay? Beijing is so big." "I'm just a country bumpkin who hasn't seen anything. People will definitely laugh at me, but if you come with me, I'm not afraid." Po Yan looked at me for a long time, then suddenly reached out and ruffled my hair, breaking into a bright smile. "All right, let me think about it." The bell for class rang. As I walked into the classroom, I turned back and saw Po Yan leisurely walking down the stairs. His back today looked brighter and more handsome than ever. Joy unshared. That evening when I got home, even though Mr. Li and Mrs. Zhang didn't want to hear it, I excitedly announced, "I came first in the entire grade." Of course, I also didn't forget to mention that Li Cheng had been moved down to the regular class. The house immediately fell into chaos. Mrs. Zhang was so angry she didn't even give me dinner, but I wasn't hungry. Seeing them argue like that, I was full. The next morning, I went to school in high spirits. I was surprised to see Po Yan sitting in the back row of class 1. I even thought I had entered the wrong classroom. He looked at me, muttering, "Superpower." After class, he picked up a textbook and came over. "Help me solve this," he said, as if it was a given that I should. He pulled a Ferrero Rocher from his pocket. "Hurry up, no time." The surprising thing was that he was genuinely serious about studying. After asking me, he would go ask the teachers. The teachers were stunned, and Teacher Wang secretly asked me, "What's wrong with Po Yan? Was he provoked?" Still, most people were just waiting to see him fail, because this was the school's elite class and he was far behind. Catching up wouldn't be easy, but I always encouraged him, just as I encouraged myself. In the previous exam, some people were unconvinced when I came first, and I knew they would try to surpass me in the next exam. The tension in the Li Cheng family grew. Because he couldn't solve problems, he often lost his temper in his room, smashing cups and chairs. Once, Mrs. Zhang timidly suggested, "Why don't you ask your sister?" He yelled, "Get out, she's not my sister." The final exams. As winter arrived, Mrs. Zhang started allowing me to wash my clothes in the washing machine. She even put savory dishes in front of me. On Christmas Eve, she gave me a pink down jacket. I bought this especially for you. Try it on. This jacket is very warm and it suits your skin now. I smiled, but this warmth felt too late. The final exams were inter-school exams, with 15 schools participating, modeled after the university entrance exam. The night before the exam, I checked my belongings, but the next morning in the exam room, I found that my pencils and pens had been switched. Fortunately, Po Yan was in the same exam room as me. He, being a poor student, had a whole bag full of pens. During the exam, I glanced at him. Under the 9:10 a.m. sunlight, he was meticulously working on the exam, looking strangely handsome. In the classroom, only the scratching of pens remained, as if it were the sound of youth passing by. Results and surprises. After a short winter break, we returned to school and received our exam results. This time, we competed with 2 top schools in the city, so no one was confident of good results. Teacher Song walked into the classroom with a serious expression, making everyone tense. Li Fan, stand up. I felt a little dizzy. Did I do that badly? I thought I did well. Why? Everyone's eyes were on me. Some even looked gleeful. Po Yan was the only one who looked genuinely worried. Teacher Song sighed. This time, I'm very disappointed in you. The whole class was surprised. I also stood frozen. He chuckled, changing his tone. You ranked second in the entire grade, only 3 points behind the top student. You're very good. Try harder next time. The whole class burst into laughter. Po Yan was the first to applaud, then everyone else started clapping. Teacher Song continued. Nearly 10,000 students took this exam, and you ranked second, which is highly commendable. You should all be proud to have someone like Li Fan in your class. He also mentioned Po Yan. This time, he improved a lot. Everyone should learn from him. Po Yan smiled, his eyes curved like crescent moons. He gave me a proud look, as if to say, I told you you could do it. Teacher Song continued. You see, if he can do it, you can do it too. Besides Li Fan, Po Yan also improved greatly this time. He scored 520 points. For an advanced class, this isn't an outstanding score, but for Po Yan, it's a huge leap forward. At the end of the morning self-study, he walked up to me, smiling. Congratulations, Li Fan. I replied. Congratulations to you too, Po Yan. Meanwhile, Li Cheng once again performed miserably, only scoring 519 points, even 1 point less than Po Yan. His mood completely collapsed. In a fit of rage, he rushed into my room and tore up my exam papers. I didn't care because I had already memorized all those questions. Tear them if you want. He's no longer qualified to be my opponent. He's not worth my concern. An unforgettable new year. The Lunar New Year was approaching. I really wanted to go home to my mother, but she disagreed. This is your first year back at the Li family's house. You must stay and celebrate the new year with them. I already said, if you don't get into a good university, don't come back to see me. Mrs. Zhang bought me shoes and clothes online, and Mr. Li gave me 200 yuan as lucky money. It seemed they had started to accept me a little, but the truth soon slapped me in the face. On New Year's Eve, I video called my mother, so I was a little late to the dinner table. Li Cheng annoyingly taunted, only ranked second in the area, and now the whole family has to wait for you to eat. If you're here later, Mom and Dad probably won't need me, their son, anymore, right? After saying that, he angrily tried to leave, but Mr. Li and Mrs. Zhang quickly pulled him back, coaxing him with all sorts of words. Mrs. Zhang then turned to me, pulled me up, and pushed me out the door. Go for a walk outside, come back after your brother calms down. The door slammed shut. In the warm glow of every home on that New Year's Eve, I was pushed outside. No phone, no jacket, no thick shoes. Brilliant fireworks lit up the distant sky. Happy laughter echoed from every house. Only I, wearing slippers, was utterly lost in that colorful world. I wandered aimlessly, not knowing how long I had walked until a black Mercedes stopped in front of me. A figure in fiery red rushed out and grabbed my shoulder. Li Fan, what the hell are you doing out here? Po Yan's mother quickly intervened. Po Yan, don't say rude things. It's New Year's Day today. They insisted on taking me to their house for the new year. The Po family lived in a detached villa with a large garden spanning 3 acres. The New Year's Eve dinner was catered from a hotel, filling a long table. Po Yan's mother constantly spooned food onto my plate, piling it up like a small mountain. When she went to make a phone call, she returned, took my hand, and said, "The first time I met you, I already liked you very much. I talked to your uncle and auntie and told them you should stay here for a few days." She smiled gently. You know, your auntie used to work in my best friend's company, and your uncle is the CEO of a state-owned enterprise. Back then, because of the family planning policy, they lied that you went missing and gave you to your adoptive parents. It's truly shameful. Before Po Yan's mother could finish, Po Yan cut her off. Mom, that's enough? His mother just smiled kindly. She bought me several new outfits and even told stories about how she used to think Po Yan was a girl when he was little and would dress him in skirts. Po Yan angrily yelled, "Mom, be quiet." I stayed at the Po family's house until the 6th day of the new year, when school resumed. Po Yan's mother helped me with the dormitory procedures. This last half year is very important. Your uncle and auntie's home environment isn't good. Being in the dormitory will be more beneficial. I really wanted to stay in the dormitory, but Mrs. Zhang and Mr. Li had refused to pay before. Po Yan clapped me on the shoulder. Help me get 600 points, and I'll give you a big lucky money packet. Po Yan's mother nodded. 520 points is the benchmark. For every point you increase, I'll give you 2,000 yuan. Don't refuse, this money is well-deserved thanks for helping him wake up. The final semester. After the new year, Mr. Li and Mrs. Zhang found me, trying to persuade me to come back to their house. They claimed to have convinced Li Cheng and wanted me to help him study so he could at least get into a 211 university. I just smiled. I'm doing very well in the dormitory. I have to go to class now. Goodbye. From the new semester, I felt like I entered a magical state of learning. Previously difficult math problems like derivatives and functions now became easy. Every time I solved a difficult problem, I became more confident. Studying became a positive feedback loop. The mock exam series. The second semester of senior year was an endless series of mock exams. Mock exam 1, citywide, I ranked first. Po Yan scored 552 points. Mock exam 2, interschool, 30 regions, I ranked second. Po Yan scored 576 points. After these exams, almost all doubts about my abilities disappeared, because one could get lucky and rank first once, but it's impossible to always maintain such progress. The third citywide exam had extremely difficult questions, making even students from elite schools complain. When the final results were announced, all eyes turned to me again. I ranked second in the entire city, only 1 point behind the top student. Chu Po High School still had a gap compared to elite schools in terms of teaching staff and learning resources, so my score came as a huge surprise to everyone. Most people's scores dropped sharply, but Po Yan bucked the trend, scoring over 600 points and entering the top 30 of the entire grade. When the results were announced, Po Yan's mother was so happy she couldn't stop smiling. She drove to school to take both of us out to celebrate. As the car left the school gate, I looked in the rearview mirror and saw Li Cheng. His back was hunched under a heavy backpack, his whole body looking utterly listless and lifeless. What did he score? I hadn't paid attention for a long time. In my immediate efforts, Po Yan and I had our seats changed to be deskmates. Teacher Song was even worried that we would fall in love, but every day, we just focused on our homework. The feeling of solving problems that I couldn't do before was truly like having wings added to my body, allowing me to fly. Every drop of sweat was not in vain, every effort was justly rewarded by fate. The days of intense study passed quickly. The fourth mock exam was another intercity exam. This time, the difficulty level was almost identical to the actual university entrance exam. This was also the last mock exam, as the university entrance exam was less than a month away. I scored 722 points, ranking first in the entire city. This was the highest score I had ever achieved. The teachers called me to the office, reminding me to maintain a stable mindset and not let anything affect me. Chu Po High School had not had a student admitted to Tsinghua or Peking University for many years. Although they didn't say it, I knew everyone placed great expectations on me. In my heart, I always aimed for Tsinghua or Peking University. If I got in, the school and society would reward me with enough money to cover the cost of my mother's kidney transplant surgery. Mom, please wait a little longer for me. Po Yan also did very well this time, scoring 635 points, enough to get into a 211 university. Harassment before the exam. As the hot June and the university entrance exam approached, Po Yan's mother took me home, saying, "This is the most crucial moment of your life, child. Nothing can affect you." I believed that nothing could stop me from soaring, but I underestimated the malice of people's hearts. The night before the exam, Li Cheng unexpectedly contacted me, his voice full of glee. "Li Fan, don't you know? Your mother back home hasn't had dialysis for over 10 days. "No way, I video called her yesterday and she was fine." I quickly hung up and called my mother immediately, but no one answered. I called her primary doctor, but he stammered, only advising me to focus on my exams. How could I stay calm? I was incredibly anxious. Po Yan noticed my distress. He asked about the situation, both reassuring me and talking to his mother. Po Yan's mother immediately contacted acquaintances in my hometown to find my mother. She squeezed my hand. Fan, your mother always hoped you'd get into a good university. At this moment, you absolutely must not panic." Po Yan added, "It's just about money. My family isn't short on money. I know you don't want to be in debt. Just let my mother help first. When you get into Tsinghua or Peking University and receive your scholarship money, it won't be too late to pay it back." It turned out my mother hadn't had dialysis for half a month and had been hiding it from me, lying that she had enough money. Po Yan's mother immediately covered my mother's treatment costs. Only when I saw a video of my mother in the hospital could I finally rest assured. The next morning, at the exam center gate, I saw Li Cheng. He wore a malicious smile. "It's lucky you have Po Yan and his mother. Otherwise, your mental state would have probably collapsed, wouldn't it?" Without their help, I truly didn't know what I would have done. When the exam papers were distributed, I told myself, Li Fan, keep going. 12 years of hard work, this moment has come. Give it your all. Nothing can stop you. The exam ended after 2 days. When my mother came to pick me up in her car, she drove straight back to the district. "He's so good to you. He understands you so well." My mother had gotten much thinner. The moment she saw me, tears streamed down her face. I hugged her tightly. "Mom, I miss you so much. You didn't even wait for the results to come out to see me." "Oh, your teacher song told me everything. You're so good at school." She caressed my cheek. "You've tried your best. Whether you get in or not is up to fate." The night before the results, I received calls from the admissions teams of Tsinghua and Peking University. I didn't know which to choose, so I asked Po Yan for his opinion. He replied nonchalantly, "It's up to you. Anyway, wherever you go, I'll go too." It took me a few seconds to react. What does he mean? He doesn't care. It means I also received calls. "Anyway, I only studied seriously because I wanted to follow you to Beijing, so wherever you go, I'll go too." You. I was so excited I couldn't speak. He lifted my face, his cool, minty breath fanning my face. "Li Fan, on such a happy day, how about we share a kiss? If you don't say anything, it means you agree. You girls are always so reserved." Before I could even open my mouth to deny it, he pressed his lips against mine, kissing me for a long time. Finally, he let go, his head still resting against mine. "Li Fan, you're so sweet. I just ate the ice cream you like. From now on, before you kiss me, remember to eat another one, okay?" Epilogue. The next day, when the exam results came out, I scored 716 points, topping the Natural Sciences division. Po Yan scored 714 points, ranking third in the entire province. In the end, we both chose Tsinghua University. Our school hadn't seen such results in a long time. They hung a photo of the two of us on the honor board. In total, I received over 1,000,000 yuan in prize money. Po Yan received a little less, but still around 500,000. He handed me a card. "From now on, you're the financial manager of our home. All the money goes to you." After receiving my admission results, I returned to the Li family's house to pack my luggage. Red, Zai, double happiness, characters were pasted on their front door. Seeing me arrive, they even lit firecrackers. Neighbors all gathered. "Is this the daughter of the Lis who got into Tsinghua? Not only smart, but beautiful too." Mrs. Zhang beamed, her eyes crinkling. "It's all thanks to me." I gave a faint smile. "Aunties, uncles, children can't just be claimed. You made it clear before that I was just the daughter of your distant cousin." Their faces fell, their expressions unpleasant. Mr. Li sternly said, "We are your biological parents. This is an undeniable fact." "Yes, you abandoned me, and afterwards you never cared about me. This is also an undeniable fact." I took out 6,562 yuan from my pocket. All the money you spent on me, I recorded clearly. Now I'm returning it to you. That includes 2,000 yuan for rent. As I finished packing my luggage, Li Cheng stood at the door, his eyes dark. I smiled. I already said, I don't want anything in this house. You keep your assets and live well. He gritted his teeth. Don't be too complacent too soon. I smiled. I heard you're planning to retake the exam. Well, I wish you good luck. I'll be waiting for you at Tsinghua.